Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Big Dang Ass Views. Alright, really quick, I finally have the webcam working, or not webcam, but, a camcorder or whatever the hell you want to call it. Anyway, the video camera, and I have it now working, and yeah, I'm going to be using this from now on. Depending on whether or not this will work for video game reviews, I don't know. That I'll just have to find out as I go along. Anyway, I'm sorry that I haven't been here for a while. I've just been busy every week. It's just, oh god. I've just been really busy, so I haven't been able to post any videos. And so I decided to do something. I had a different number of other videos in mind, including The Walking Dead, which hopefully I'll be able to finish by next week. And then I'll say, okay, the review of Season 1 through 3 before Season 4. Since Season 4 is opening in a few more days, I think 8 more days, maybe? Anyway, it's going to be coming out soon, and I honestly can't wait. So I'll probably be doing a review of that next week, even though the premiere, I think, would already, I don't know, it's just tired. Anyway, I'll try to get that up before the season premiere of Walking Dead Season 4, which I can't wait for. And so, down to the review itself. As y'all know, I am a kind of an anime fan. Not a huge one. I mean, I don't watch like all the time, 24/7, but I have been getting more and more into it. And also really quick, if you notice my voice is a little weird, I've been sick, and that's why I have a cough drop in my mouth. So if you notice that, I'm sorry. I've just been a little sick. Anyway, so how I mentioned anime. I've kind of gotten more and more into it. Not like completely in depth, but I somewhat have. And I was thinking to myself, okay, what thing that I have already watched, it's anime, I like it already, I already know what the backstory is, I have a video game of it, and what I could do for a review. And so I decided to do Robotech, the Macross Saga. I'm pretty sure that there are 3 sagas to the Robotech series. The Macross Saga is the first one. And as far as I've heard, the absolute best of all 3. The other 2 are supposed to be very, very weak, and I have not seen, unfortunately. I wish I could, but unless I have it on Netflix or something, I don't know if I'm able to watch them. Anyway, what's to say about the Robotech series, other than it is a very fun series. It's, in my opinion, it's probably one of my favorite shows. I mean, I guess you can technically call it an anime. It's an older anime, you can call it that. I mean, I don't really know what the whole definition of anime is for certain. Sorry about that. And anyway, it is called Robotech Legacy. Now, if you guys may remember of my video that I said the different video games I'll be able to review, I have a video game that's based off of the Robotech series called Robotech Battle Cry. I've been playing that a little bit lately, and so that's part of the reason why I've been thinking of doing a review of this one. I've been thinking of this for a while, so might as well. Anyway, Robotech, it's an in-depth one. Robotech has a little bit of everything for the different audiences. It doesn't have blood and stuff like that, but there are a hell of a lot of explosions. Which, I mean, sometimes, basically every single battle you will see an explosion of some kind. Big or small, there's always an explosion in every episode. Some of the episodes that are in this series are more of soap opera than anything else. And the one time that I think that the show's at its peak is when the people are trying to get back to Earth. And also, quick backstory on the Robotech series. Robotech is a series, and it's about a group of people that, or I forget how many years ago, but in in the movie, like years ago, there was a huge war between different human civilizations, like all on Earth, obviously. Not obviously, since they meet up with aliens. Anyway, sorry, I can't think. Anyway, there's this huge war between the humans and aliens, or humans and other humans, and so like a Zentradi ship, and Zentradi is the term of like that's the other aliens. They're 50-foot tall giants, I think they are. I'm pretty sure that they're 50 feet tall. But anyway, they had this battleship which crash landed on Earth, and it after crash landed, crash landed on Macross Island. And anyway, years and years after the war, since the people of Earth all came together and worked in trying to figure out all the different components of this great structure, which they had never seen before. Anyway, they had all come there. They had already figured out a bunch of there, and over time grew a city called Macross City on Macross Island. So that's where I got the name. And then the SDF-1 was the ship that crash landed. The humans had updated it to their own understandings as much as they can. Throughout the story, or throughout the series, there are different components of the SDF-1 that they don't really know jack about. I mean, they're still just as confused as the audience is of what the hell is going on with the ship. There was one thing that they found out, I forget what it was called, but anyway, it's literally these things of energy that were able to be projected by the SDF-1 from inside the core that the crew up top would control to deflect blasters from the Zentradi ships when they attacked. And so anyway, after they had built the SDF-1, they were attacked by Zentradi forces led by Chiron? I forget his name. I don't think it was Chiron. But anyway, one of the Zentradi leaders, which is supposed to be the worst of the Zentradi warlords, as told in the video game, they attacked Earth, and specifically the SDF-1, and their battle strategy is just weird, and it's confusing to the people of Earth that are watching this and the people on the SDF-1. And so yeah, the battle strategy is confusing. But what do they use to defeat 50-foot tall giants? Well, it's kind of a plane mixed with a robot mixed in half. These things are called Veritechs. Now, Veritechs are basically the technology that was built from the SDF-1. The humans are able to create these airplanes that are able to shift into 3 different modes: robot mode, plane mode, and then guardian mode. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, guardian mode. Guardian mode is when it's basically half plane, half robot. So you have the plane body, like the wings and the nose of the plane, and basically hanging down is feet, which represents the thrusters in plane mode. So the feet all come down, and the arms go like this, like pointing forward. Sorry, I'm just not getting used to the setup with the camera. And basically you can pick up things, and it's a little bit slower. And you can use missiles, and that's the easiest form to control in the Robotech video game that I own. Excuse me. And so anyway, throughout the story, they are going through space since they are all forced off of Earth, or how they're forced off of Earth was that the SF-1 had to use something called a spacefold maneuver. After everyone had gotten into the shelter and everything, the SDF-1 could not leave the planet because they hadn't tested it or anything, and if they had stayed there, they would have been destroyed. So Captain Glowfall, I think that's his name, he used Spaceful maneuver, which basically teleported him, I think near Saturn. And so anyway, the entire, like half the town of Macross Island is all taken with them. They have to be evacuated onto the SF-1, and then over time they rebuild their city within the ship walls. And yeah, Robotech is a confusing, to say the very least, is a very, very confusing series. I can't just say it all in like half an hour. I mean, you have to watch it in order to believe it. But the episodes themselves show a combination of sitcoms that will appeal to every audience that can. They have romance, which is kind of more soap opera-ish. I tend to stay away from that part, but some episodes they just completely focus on that and are probably some of the most annoying bits. But that's just me. They had the soap opera part, like, oh, Mid-May, I love you, and then whatever the hell's the name is. And then they have the battle parts, of course. You kind of have to be. You're fighting 50-foot tall giants. And then it's also a survivor story, where it shows the different components of the different characters and how every single decision affects the other one. It's basically like, for any of you that have seen The Walking Dead, you'll know that based on every single decision that a character makes, affects the entire series from then forth. That's similar to what Robotech does, not on as large of a scale, but it still does tremendously. And so, yeah, that all happens. And one other thing that I will give kudos to, yet I hate them for doing this, because it annoyed the crap out of me, first the kudos part. There's a character in this that is supposed to be Min-May, who is probably the most annoying character ever. I'll get to her in a sec. And it's her cousin, and it's just all this weird stuff. And he is the biggest dick I've ever seen. Excuse my language, but yeah, he is an a-hole. The entire time, I'm like, oh my god, dude, shut up. You are ruining this guy's life. And he's just an all-around bully. And I hate that character. But at the same time, I must congratulate the people that did Robotech to do this, because few times in a TV show or movie that I hate a character so much, let alone an animated show. So that really, I'm glad that they pulled it off. And anyway, back to Min-May. Min-May is this girl that works at her uncle's restaurant. I forget what happened to her parents. Yeah, they live in Japan. Anyway, or China. I think Japan. I don't know. But anyway, she's living with her grandparents on Macross Island. Macross City and stuff like that. And anyway, they own a restaurant there, and they are basically the refugees. But what had happened originally was, and I don't want to say any spoilers though, because you have to see the series in order to understand it. Anyway, Rick Hunter is basically the male. He's the hero, the main protagonist of the series. Anyway, he rescues Min-May because she had to go back for a diary or some random crap like that. Honestly, I don't really care about Min-May. I mean, she's a confusing character and annoying. Because after that, after they rescue them, they spend time in the belly of the ship where people had no idea where the hell they were for like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, I think about 2 weeks or something like that. Anyway, they're spending time in there, and like the whole romance, and this is like the fourth episode or something like that of the series, and they already had the romance blossoming between the two characters. Hang on, let me see something here. I'm trying to see how many episodes there were. There were 36 episodes in total of the series, of course, and and all on 6 discs. But anyway, this is more like the 3rd or 5th episode, I don't know. Anyway, there's other romance blossoming between the 2 characters, and over time, this is soap opera part. There's, oh, do I love this guy or do I love this guy? And Minmay, her cousin, I forget the name of that bastard, he has a thing for her as well. I mean, they literally kiss in front of each other, and they're cousins, for Pete's sake. Whatever floats your boat, but still, I'm confused why the hell they did that. But yeah, watching that, I was like, what? What, really? But anyway, she decides, we learn early on that her dream is to become a famous singer to the world and stuff like that. And all throughout the series, they just have it be, oh, Minmay, your singing is so awesome and stuff like that. All throughout the story, I mean, that's how the Zentradi, which I'll get to in a sec, more in depth. The Zentradi are just purely bred for war. They're all oh, crap! You already heard it. They're all clones. Spoiler: they are all clones of each other. Somewhat. It explains it better in the series. Anyway, in order for the Zentradi to fully understand the human race and stuff like that, Minmay sings for them, and it confuses them, and they are, and all this stuff. And so all throughout the story, you hear that Minmay, oh, we need to listen to your voice. It's so amazing. It's making them see the light and stuff like that. And so she becomes a performer to quote unquote help save everyone or something like that. Not really a quote, but you know, that thing. She basically sings for the hell of it, and it just doesn't really work for the character. And for like the first, I don't know, for the majority of them, she's always singing the same song. So episode after episode after episode, you're watching this and like, just shut up. Just shut up. It's the exact same thing over and over and over and over. Every single episode, just repeated. It's just, oh my god, it annoyed the crap out of me. I mean, every single episode that's just pure soap opera is basically her singing and stuff like that. And, oh god, it's annoying. It's very, very annoying. Give me a sec. But, yeah, and it's just all around very annoying, and I hated that they had that stuff in it. It was bad. Just bad. That they had that in there, and whatever. And anyway, the only time that is at its peak is before she starts singing, well, when it shows her starting to become one, somewhat, but after her cousin came in, it just went downhill from there, I must admit. And on the way back, because after they had all arrived back on Earth, they had all been fighting, trying to be, oh, we gotta get back to Earth, over and over and over and over and over. They just keep saying that, and I understand them, but stop saying that the entire time. Just please, shut up and let's go. We already know. We've always seen the other 36 episodes. And so anyway, after they finally get to Earth, then the people of Earth all just say, no, you can't stay here, and there's a Charlie attack, and I don't want to get into any more of it because it's going to be spoiling. But still, on the way to Earth, it's fun. But after they get onto Earth, it just is dull. And it's horrid. I must admit, some of them are just plain old horrid. The only components the only things that are even slightly good are the fights with, I think his name's Chiron. I mean, he's more like one of those stereotypical villains, like, oh, I gotta go get and do this in order to do this for these kids or something like that. I honestly don't really know because they're just so dumb sometimes. So yeah, after they get back to Earth, you won't be missing a whole lot. But still, if you like the series, continue watching it. And so, onto the Zentradi. The Zentradi are a specifically bred species for just war. They're only there for war. They don't know the whole thing of companionship and love and stuff like that, so I guess that's why they're always phased out whenever a human kiss each other. It's confusing sometimes. And that also adds to the more stereotypical, oh, this is why Minmay is so awesome. This is why she can still continue to be such a dick to this other character. This is why she is doing this. All because of the Zentradi. So, anyway, they don't know companionship or anything fun whatsoever. Their object of fun is blowing people up. You can't really blow them. But still, it's just blowing people up and destroying and conquering worlds. And that's it. That's all they're there for. That's all that they believe in. That's all that they do. So, yeah, it's weird. Sometimes I like the series, sometimes I don't. It depends on the components they decide to focus on. One thing, though, that I do like about it as well is that with every con, there comes a pro. With every pro, there comes a con. I mean, it's just flip-flopped. I mean, it has a good balance for most of them, but some of the episodes are just atrocious. Stay away from the bad ones, but then look at the good ones and cherish those. Because there are very, very good ones. And when they are kick-ass, and you want to watch them, and you're glued to your seats. That's basically all that you are with this series. Most of them, I love to death. I will always love them to death, and I really want to watch them again sometime. But I wouldn't want to watch them back to back. And so, for the final judgment of this, of Robotech, the Macross Saga. I love that logo. It's just awesome. Anyway, for the final thing for the Macross Saga, I would have to give it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. So, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I will definitely suggest watching the Robotech series. Try to stay away from the episodes after they are on Earth. But when they first show, like, in the early days after they arrive on Earth, then those are alright. And try to watch the beginning of the series. The rest of it, you're not really missing a whole lot, but excuse me. But if you do like it, then continue on with the series. I have not seen the other 2 series versions of Robotech, but still, just give them a watch if you ever have a chance. They are good, they are fun, and you will love them if you are a fan like me. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll be able to finish The Walking Dead Series 3, or Season 3 by then, and then be able to give you a review of the entire Walking Dead Seasons 1 through 3 before Season 4 opens up. Anyway, I hope you all have fun, and see you guys next week. Bye.